And we are live for the first time in a long time with NA Apprentice Season 2 2022 Qualifier number 2. I'm of course your host, Light VIP, and with me once again is the infamous casting Jersey herself. Welcome everyone, welcome Kuro.
What does a Jersey sound like? I mean, what does a clam sound like either? Like, I don't know.
Shaking my head.
Yes, hello there. I am, for some reason, the designated NA Apprentice caster. It looks like, because I've been here before and I'm here. I'm here again.
Look, you're the closest person to NA. Okay, what do you want from us? Like, what do you?
Look, someone has to measure that. How close is Australia?
Oh god, exactly. But yes, it's exciting to be back here once again for NA Apprentice. Our new season is upon us, and we had Qualifier 1 a couple of days ago. It was actually clashing with Hyperion, so we couldn't cast the first Qualifier, unfortunately. We were busy with our own tournament, but now we are here, and we're here not just with North American StarCraft, but all of los Latinos. They showed up today, Kuro. They showed up.
They did. I'm very, very proud of them. It's like, as you said, the previous one clashed with Hyperion, so it was mostly dominated by the US and Canada, but this time we have a lot of Latin American players. And speaking of, the first one we're gonna see today is the Purple Terran, representing Peru and Unidos por el Vicio. It is Tavo.
And spawning in the bottom right hand corner of Berlingrad LE, we have his opponents. Also hailing from the land of Peru, it is the Peruvian Zerg player representing Exeritus Ignat. It is NeosShaggy.
Not to be confused with Neo.
Yeah, yes. Or Neo.
Or Neo.
Yeah. There are a lot of Neos in Latin America. Shaking my head. Some of them are Terran, some of them are Zerg, some of them may even be Protoss. But that's also why I'm excited here for this series, because it's been a while since I've been able to see these two kind of face off against each other. They've both actually been getting really good in their own right.
Oh no. I'm having flashbacks. It was a TvZ, so it's not this matchup. But I'm having flashbacks to Tavo showing up in NA Apprentice.
Yeah.
But this Reaper survives. It's fine.
It was last.
Okay.
It was last season. It was Tavo versus, was it Future or Vindicta? Was one of them.
I don't remember.
Yeah.
I just remember us looking for a replay for solid 15 minutes, only to find out that it was done before it started.
Exactly. Tavo did play in last season's NA Apprentice. We were able to cast his group, which is great. He didn't do so well in the group, but we got to cover him a little bit. Meanwhile, here we go in the qualifiers, and oh god, already actually not getting any drone kills, not yet.
Yeah, very good defense from NeosShaggy, like making sure to move away the injured drones, more sunspores if need be.
Yeah,
so,
exactly.
So far, so good.
Yeah, almost gets another drone there. Forces a gas. Gonna be able to force a spore. No, he gets one.
First kill. Nope. Denied. Yeah, one kill. That's not bad. Considering there are no links either. Like normally you have this starting 4 links chasing the Reaper, but there are only queens and drones.
Yeah, NeosShaggy was punished a little bit there. Like ideally, if you have lings, the ideal for those lings is that you save all of your workers. So he was being greedy. He only lost 1 drone, so as you said, not bad at all. The other important thing to take note of is that NeosShaggy's third base is late. That's why Tavo was being so diligent at scouting to make sure there was no I don't know, 2-base play. There was no Roach Warren or anything crazy like that.
Meanwhile, NeosShaggy should take a look at Tavo, because there's something on that production tab.
Yeah, exactly. We have a fusion core on the way, so this is a BC opener from Tavo, and this is where I start to get a little bit worried, because NeosShaggy, he doesn't have Overlord speed. He does have an Overlord across the map, and he can spot units that are coming out, but he's not going to check the main anytime soon, and if he tried, Tavo is here to stop him.
Yeah, those Marines are making sure that nothing gets in. And NeosShaggy is just going for, the regular, the Banelink Nest, the melee upgrade. Actually, the melee upgrade versus a Terran. All right. That's an option, I guess. Typically, we'll choose Carapace first because Terran is mostly ranged. But hey.
Yeah, it looks like from this, it looks like he wants to go into Ling Bane. He is lacking some gas. Unfortunately, he's only working with one gas, and in general, NeosShaggy's build is a little bit unrefined. Usually, you spend your first couple of gas on a lair so you can prioritize Baneling speed, and then your upgrades. We can see right now he just doesn't even have enough gas to make double upgrades at the same time. There we go, finally a lair, which delays the Carapace even more. So it's a little bit wonky, but you know, maybe NeosShaggy, he's waking up. You know, he went out drinking last night with Chaos Fate.
No.
So he's waking up, but I'm afraid that like mistakes like this at this level of play, like it's gonna cost you. Like Tavo is gonna, like, so far Tavo's build has been on point.
He's even grabbing this queen, and NeosShaggy attacked it for a second. Don't worry about it. But yeah, like the BC is coming, the Yamato is on the way. There are 4 queens, but they're all at the 3rd base, so you know, if he moves away at the wrong moment, it may be very painful.
Exactly. It's one of those things where the queens have to deal with the BC. BC does teleport into the main base. Queens are responding. At the same time, all of these Hellions are diving into the 3rd. We do have Ling Bane to meet it. Oh, how good are the connections going to be?
Oh, did you see that grenade? It was beautiful from Tavo. But still, most of his Hellions get surrounded, so he's gonna lose a lot of them.
Mate, that was a beautiful surround. I'm so impressed with how NeosShaggy was able to deal with that. At the same time, the queens are pushing away the BC, but again, the queens, they don't have that high of a DPS, so the BC escapes, and 7 drones still got picked up.
Yeah, could be worse, I guess, but could also be definitely better. Meanwhile, NeosShaggy decides to counterattack on the other side of the map.
Oh god, yeah, exactly. One of the Banelings did connect it. It looks like all these Hellions are going to get picked up. There's only 1 Hellion left, and because all the Hellions got surrounded earlier, there's nothing to defend this 3rd.
Yeah, there's only a few Hellions left, and they're being picked off by the Zerglings. So this SCV has to hide in the natural, which means there is no mining.
Yeah, like this is a great counterattack. Like I was really worried that Tavo was going to be able to pull NeosShaggy apart, but NeosShaggy was more than prepared. He goes for the counterattack. He destroyed an entire mineral line. 14 SCVs went down, and Tavo, he's one. No, he's gonna lose the BC. Oh.
How many HP is that?
Jesus, 10
health points.
Oh my god.
that was a bit close, Tavo. Just a little bit.
Just a little bit. These BCs are what's keeping Tavo in this game. Also take note that Yamato finished, but he still hasn't had an opportunity to utilize Yamato in any which way. And even though there's a BC, the Lings, they're going to be able to get in once again.
I mean, are you gonna Yamato the Lings? I don't think so. Like, this is the whole thing, like, where, like, you know, you have this, like, great capital ship, but then like, Drake just runs away with the numbers, you know? Like, he just pumps out, like, more and more links, and, like, BCs can only kill so many of them.
Yeah, exactly. Like, BC, they have a little bit of overkill because of how much damage they do, and they can only target 1 unit at a time. Meanwhile, there we go, Yamato goes off. Finally, one of the queens goes down. And I don't know if I like this. NeosShaggy, his response to mech, essentially, look at all these factories, it is mech. His response is to go Ling Bane into Hydras.
To be honest, like, NeosShaggy hasn't scouted that it's like proper mech. Like, Hellions are very common, but considering that there is more and more Hellions coming, I guess he could kind of get a hint at this point.
Yeah, at this point, he should recognize, okay, you obviously have more than 1 factory producing. Like, you haven't been, a little bit of a misclick, you haven't been, like, producing any Marines, there's no stim, there's no combat shields, none of that is going on. And I'm just concerned because, again, you can make Ling Bane Hydra Lurker work against mech, but, like, without going into a Spire, these BCs are going to be so annoying.
I mean, to be fair, there are only 2 BCs. As I say that, Tavo is making a 3rd one, but for a while he paused the production on those. Oh, sorry, they're 3. Never mind.
That's what I mean. The BC count is getting higher and higher, and ideally as a Zerg player, you have Corruptors to chase them down and to swat them away. Pure Ling like this and the Hydras, like, you can make it work, don't get me wrong, but it's just really difficult because, like, there are going to be plenty of tanks to help support the BCs as well.
Yeah, plenty of tanks. I mean, even the Hellions can be quite a bother with all these links, because if they can get a good position, like, you're gonna lose a lot of units.
Yeah, yeah. So I feel like we are missing something here for NeosShaggy. Maybe to really round this out to help this work would be something like, I don't know, infestors for fungals to really shut all this down. Even Neuroparasite to work on the BCs to take control of them, to make them your own. But at the moment he is still stuck on, Ling Bane Hydra.
I mean, to be fair, he just pushed away another Hellion attack with all these Hydras, but I don't know. Yep, like, Hydras are nice for now, but once the tanks reach the other side of the map, they're gonna melt.
Yeah, and even before that happens, like, these Hellions have been getting a lot of damage done. Like, every single time they poke in, like, they get more and more drone kills. Oh.
Yeah, they do have Blue Flame, and the drones were like in the choke point between the spore and the hatchery, so quite a few of them fall down once again, and a lot of them are damaged.
Yeah, that's a lot of weakened drones. 7 more go down. NeosShaggy has never been able to comfortably get to a decent drone count, but here we go. Finally, that tech that I was waiting for. Lurker Den and Infestation Pit are thrown down, so we can start working on Lurkers and also a Hive. It is a little bit late, and I'm really worried because if you look at the supply, Tavo isn't too far off of maxing out.
Yeah, and they're actually equal on Walkers as well. Another Hellion run by, not getting anything this time. But at least it keeps the NeosShaggy's attention here.
Yeah, it's again, as Tavo's even just cleaning up his army, he's like, these Marines are useless. Feels bad, man. F's in the chat for the man with gun, and Tavo, he's getting ready to move out. Tanks, BCs, Hellbats, 200 supply. How does NeosShaggy defend against this? I mean, if his Lurkers are in position, that's going to be great, but oh god, he can't afford to lose Hydras like this.
Yeah, and his army is very split. Like, he's gonna catch these BCs, but I don't know if he can even take down one.
Yep, not a single BC goes down there. Yamato, they teleport all the way back home. At the same time, here comes the ground push, and this is where we need the Lurkers. Immediately, NeosShaggy just cancels his base, and he may just have to give this hatchery up as well. I don't know if he can ever push into this.
Yeah, this is a strong army with the tanks back up at the back, and then the Hellbats at the front. They are stopping the links from coming in.
Yeah, exactly. Banelings are on the way. Hive is on the way as well. Baneling speed isn't even done, but it just finishes up just in time. But again, pushing into this, I don't know if that's really the best idea.
Well, the good idea is attacking from the back, but I don't think it's quite enough to take down this army. So NeosShaggy is in a huge trouble.
Yeah, exactly. And NeosShaggy did end up losing that hatchery. Thankfully, he did evacuate all those workers, and he's pulling the trigger. He's going for it.
Now let's see. The concave is nice, but there are still so many tanks left. Can these Hydras clean them up? They almost did all of them, but there's only a few Hydras left.
Wow. But yeah, with the reinforcements, NeosShaggy cleans up the army. He did lose a hatchery in the process, and he's trying to get more bases up and running. But honestly, I'm impressed.
Turned out it was pretty good. Just enough, but now he has to make sure these BCs don't get even more damage.
Oh, the Lurkers, no! No, he's focusing down both Lurkers!
Well, the Hydras are not doing too well either.
Yeah. The 1-2 punch. Sure, NeosShaggy cleaned up the ground army, but what about the BCs? What about the Yamatos? There's nothing left in the air. The BCs reign supreme. NeosShaggy's going for a Ling run by, and he denies the base, but he still doesn't have an answer to the BCs.
Yeah, if you remember, like, he did clean up the ground army, but like, he barely cleaned it up. He only had like a few Hydras left, and that means that these BCs are just too much.
GG, well played. Tavo is going to be taking game number 1 off of the back of mech and BCs.
Yeah, GG.
Oh, aye. Meanwhile, I just got updated because I was messaging a bunch of players. Why AJ just messaged me? Oh my god, I just saw your messages. I was busy washing the dishes. TT.
Oh no. I've seen the chat. Why Idra would be such a great addition to NA Apprentice.
Oh yeah.
Especially because because NA is being called the clown region. Like even in the logo of NA Apprentice, you have that clown logo.
Mm-hmm.
But you have not seen White Hydra NA players. You have to experience that firsthand.
Yeah, it's one of those things where White Hydra is the most NA of Latin American players, so it's a shame that we won't have him here for NA Apprentice. But again, we got plenty of other amazing players to take his place, and I'm just impressed with how NeosShaggy was able to keep up with Tavo. He was making mistakes here and there. He was losing a lot of drones, and his build may not have been the most efficient, but for a while there, he was keeping up and even counterattacking and getting damage done.
Yeah, like we were talking about the beginning of the game, how there were, like, we found like all these like little mistakes, like the build didn't exactly look like it was doing what NeosShaggy wanted it to do. But like it's not like he got demolished either. Like, he was fighting back.
Yeah, definitely. And I'm always glad to see players like NeosShaggy, Facebook, Password, like these kind of semi-pros, stand up to the pros and put up a good fight, and we'll see if maybe he can go even further. As we are getting ready for our second game.
He did beat Jim, didn't he?
Yeah, but that's Jim. That's SMH my hedge. Fun fact for the people in the chat, I did message Jim as well about this. I was like, yo, maybe you can play in this if you're interested. And he was interested, but unfortunately he's actually casting a League of Legends tournament right now. So he's unavailable. God damn it. Shaking my head.
Yeah, we almost got Jim in.
Almost. But here we go. Here we have a different Zerg player and a different Terran as we're getting into game number 2. Is this going to be it? Is it all over in game 2, or are we going to go to an ace match?
Well, we will find out in this game on this map, which is Hardware LE, where in the bottom left corner we have the purple Terran representing Peru, and Unidos por el Vicio. It is Tavo.
And spawning in the top right hand corner of Hardwire LE, we have the Peruvian Zerg player representing Exeritus Ignat. It is NeosShaggy.
Have you seen the new logo of Exeritus Ignat?
This is the first time seeing it for me. Yeah.
Yeah, I saw it. I saw it earlier because I'm following like the things in Wikipedia Discord, and they were submitting that. So yeah, they changed their logo a little bit.
Yeah,
I believe before it was like from a profile, and now it's like from the front.
Yeah, it was a side shot of the helmet.
Yeah.
And the kind of the emblem behind the helmet was there as well. I kind of like the old one a little bit more. Not gonna lie. I think the old one had a little bit more flair, but this one isn't bad. It's not bad. I don't know. Is it meant to be a Zerg symbol, or is it just? I think it's just.
I don't know.
Yeah.
It is an interesting composition. Gotta give them that.
Yeah. Have been using it in the. I also noticed it because of the logos mod, because the new one is on the logos mod as well. So. Yeah. Shout out to Exeritus Ignat. They've been investing a lot in their StarCraft division, signing a bunch of Korean players for their pro team, and still supporting the Latin American scene with their semi-pro roster as well. It would be pretty big for them if one of their players made it through, because they actually have a decent amount of them in today's bracket.
No. Meanwhile, the game looking pretty standard so far. Nothing too out of ordinary. We have the Reaper from Tavo traversing the map.
Yeah.
In search of information.
And drone kills.
And drone kills.
Oh, but
there are links this time.
Yeah, this time NeosShaggy, he didn't avoid that spawning pool. Sorry, he didn't avoid the starting lings, but sending 2 of them across the map immediately was a little bit Monka-esque. Did lose 2 of them immediately. Oh god.
Yeah, typically you don't do that in CBT exactly because of the Reaper. You try to keep them at home, just to, shoo the Reaper away. So don't mind me.
Yeah. The only reason why you would send them is that if you, with your Overlord, you confirm that your opponent skipped their Reaper and went for like Marine first or something like that, then maybe you can get across the map. But yeah, that was very greedy of NeosShaggy to try and pull something like that off.
Yeah. I guess he was hoping that there's not gonna be a Reaper and he can like maybe snipe an SCV building a command center or something.
Yeah.
But no luck this time.
Not at all. Meanwhile, back at home, very similar opener compared to game number 1. Tavo once again is going for a 1-1-1, but for that third CC before Starport.
Yeah, I was gonna say, hold on, he's still binding the CC in the natural. What's going on there?
Yes.
Just finished.
he did go for the same build in game number 1, so it's a very economic opener. And because of the 1-1-1, obviously you have the opportunity to go into BCs if you wish. As we're going for a bit of an add-on switch here, he is getting the Tech Lab on the Starport. Is he gonna go Fusion Core again, or no?
Nope. Nope. This time it's a Banshee, but is it gonna be a Banshee with Cloak? I'm actually not sure. No, there is Cloak. Okay.
There we go.
I feel like that's an interesting place for a Cloak Banshee because it's very easy to scout being on the edge of the base.
It is easy to scout, but based off of game 1, we also saw how NeosShaggy, he's not the most adept at scouting. But this time he actually is sending in his Overlord this time though. He wants to scout.
By the way, is it just me or is that Marine not colored properly? Oh no, never mind.
Nice, it's fine. It's just you.
Because of the stars on the shoulders, he looked more yellow than purple.
Yeah, there is a lot of yellow going on there. And the Marine will eventually kill this Overlord, but one Marine is not going to be enough. If you remember last game, Tavo had multiple Marines to try and stop this from happening. This time he was a little bit more lax, and the Overlord will see the Tech Lab researching.
Yeah, and also the buildings were much closer to the edge than in the previous game, so there was it was almost impossible to deny this scout going.
Oh, and this is important as well because the Overlord survived a little bit longer than it should have because of like the SimCity and the Marine being, again, a little bit lazy. He actually sees another Rax being thrown down, so he knows that this time it's not going to be mech.
If he saw it, you know.
If he clicked on it, yeah. I mean... Oh, the other one's on the wall! Ah!
The wall is not the wall, and the links run right into the mineral line of the natural, and a lot of SCVs are gonna fall down.
Yeah, exactly.
Maybe?
At the same time, we had a couple of links there in the third base as well, keeping those Hellions busy. Eventually, this will all be cleaned up, but like 3 SCV kills at this stage of the game, it's not bad.
It's not bad, but I feel like it could also be much better. Like, I feel like NeosShaggy could have chased those SCVs that were trying to escape. But hey, you take what you can get. 3 SCVs, pretty good.
Yeah, I don't know if you saw, but he actually moved commanded into the main, but because the depot was up, like, there was a lot of wasted time there because he was trying to get a little bit more damage.
Hold on. Do you see that cleaning bot on the depot? Oh, never mind, it moved away. Can you leave the depot if there's a cleaning bot on the depot?
You cannot lift it. Yeah, so you gotta
Just
be careful. Terran players, you gotta be careful about them cleaning bots. Oh god. The AI Empire will rise. Meanwhile, Banshees are here across the map, but we have plenty of Queens, no creep connecting the bases, which makes it a little bit awkward to defend, so the Banshees will just barely escape.
No creep connecting. Also, the Queens got kind of stuck on the ramp. If not for that, I feel like at least one Banshee would go down. Snipes it anyway.
Yeah.
And I don't think the Banshees got much damage at all.
Yeah, I mean, they were able to deny some creep and they killed some Lings, and that's kind of it. Like, no significant drone damage was dealt. If we look at the units lost, only a single drone has died this game. And honestly, this is great for NeosShaggy. We saw how much he was kind of struggling in game 1, you know, the constant Hellion run-bys, the BCs as well. NeosShaggy really struggled to drone up, but this time he's for the most part been left alone.
Yeah, and he's actually going for the same response. There's a Hydra then, there's the main speed, but this time there are Marines, so it may actually go much better.
Yeah, this time there aren't BCs, so NeosShaggy's composition that he's going for is so much better against Biotank and Biomine, so NeosShaggy should be having an easier time, but he doesn't have any Overlords here, he doesn't see the drop coming, he is not where he needs to be.
Yeah, the Lynx may run here, but I don't know if they will be in time before the damage is done.
Yeah, exactly. The Marines, they dive into the main base. They're going to deny some mining time, but they actually don't get too many drone kills.
Yeah, exactly. He focused on the extractor a little too much, I feel like, and didn't actually get it in the end.
Yeah, like that's a lot of damage done to an extractor where he could have maybe stimmed forward and again gone for the workers. So Tavo,
Yeah, the workers, the queens, like anything.
yeah, Tavo playing it safe and not getting as much damage as he could have. But throughout all of this, Tavo has been working on a big push. 1-1 is done, 2-2 is on the way. The tank count has slowly been getting higher and higher. We have 3 tanks in total, and this is going to be a decent force to push out.
Yeah, it looks like also this time NeosShaggy is going for the infestors as well that you wanted to see in game 1. And we're gonna find out how it works versus this marine tank Hellion army.
Yeah.
Especially, I feel like the biggest thing will be the fact that the drop is still alive and still like waiting for the chance.
Yeah, but at the same time, NeosShaggy left some Ling Bane here to defend, so he will force this away. And what I was going to say is I love that he's going into Infestors and all this stuff, but can he survive long enough to actually get Infestors? Because like, Tavo is already here on Greek.
Oh, he runs straight into the army, but still all the tanks are alive and most of the Hellbats as well. So I don't know if that was a good decision for NeosShaggy.
Yeah, I mean, it was a good fight, but he just didn't have the numbers. He just didn't have enough. The rest of the army is about to rock up. He only has a handful of Banelings remaining. He's going to get on top of the tanks, but again, can he clean up the army?
I think he actually will. But at the same time, the drop is in the main, and he gets that extractor actually this time, as well as the reinforcements.
Yeah, he cleans up the extractor. He gets the queen. This time, he will get all of these drones as well. NeosShaggy barely had enough to hold against the main army, but as you were saying, this drop was a massive threat, and this drop is getting so much damage done. Too much damage.
Yeah, and the units are just trickling in one by one, so the Marines they have quite an easy time taking them down, and a lot of them still survive.
Yeah, exactly. 19 drones went down. Queens, gas geysers, hydras. This drop more than paid for itself, and we can see Tavo, his macro hasn't been slipping up at all.
Oh my, that is so many Marines. Oh no, it's so many Marines and a single Widow mine. Do you see what I see?
Let's go, NeosShaggy. Force the friendly fire. You can do it. You can do it.
Because it's just Marines. There's nothing else. There's no tank, no nothing. It's just Marine.
Just Marine is sometimes all you need. Banelings are being morphed in, but on the edge of the base, so they may even be denied. Drop comes in to distract the army, even focusing down the spawning pool.
Oh, he's gonna get it.
Oh, that's it.
And GG's called.
GG, well played. NeosShaggy put up a good fight, but in the end, Tavo will come out on top.
Indeed. Great games from Tavo. Very solid. Like those games were just very solid from Tavo's side of things. Like NeosShaggy had a few sleeps.
You're slipping.
I'm slipping. You know, NeosShaggy had a few issues on the way, but he was putting up a great fight. But in the end, it just wasn't enough. And as I said, like with the drop and the main attack, like NeosShaggy was a bit pulled apart, and it quickly snowballed into a lot of damage.
Yeah. Oh god. Yeah, it was great to see him kind of performing in a couple of different ways as well. Like Tavo, playing mech in the first game, playing bio in the second as well. So kind of really showing off his different, I guess, again, how diverse he can be and finding success in both of them. And yeah, I'm very impressed with how he performed.